This is Bird. He's fast with a buck.
He spends like he has money, but it's my money.
So when Change of Heart sets up Bird with someone new,
He had his car washed, waxed.
I want to know how he paid for that.
It had to be like $70 for the day.
I haven't seen my ATM for a while.
we send Bethany on a blind date too.
At least I got to pay for it with my credit card.
I'm kind of nauseous.
So who's the big spender going to be spending his time with?
And this is why.
Will they stay together or have a change of heart?
Hi, I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. We're going to meet tonight's couple. She says that she knew she had boyfriend potential when she saw the way he treated his parents. They've been dating now, yes, for 7 months. Please welcome Bird Target and Bethany Dwyer. Hi. Welcome. Very good. You know, obviously, you have some issues because you came on the show. Part of that is going out with someone else on a date, which we'll get to in a little bit. But Bird, we're going to start with you. The first time that you ever saw Bethany.
First time I ever saw Bethany.
Yeah.
Okay, me and my friend Joe moved out here from Chicago. And he was friends with her already. We pulled up in front of her apartment building. And he actually got out of the car and went up and gave her a big hug or whatever. And I hadn't seen her yet, but I got out of the car. And as soon as I turned my head and looked over the car, there she was at the top of the stairs with the lights shining.
Yeah. You know, I know
Yeah,
that
she
moment.
was-
The Brady Bunch when Marsha's at the top of the steps. I used to feel the same way. Yeah, she'd be standing up there. Just incredible. Bethany, is there something you'd like to change about Bird's personality? Some things that bother you?
Yeah, he's a bit too controlling, and he's very jealous. And like, he sometimes doesn't even let me wear what I want to wear.
Well, when you're with him, or
It doesn't even matter. Even if I'm with him, sometimes he has a problem, but usually it's without.
wardrobe
when you go
approval.
out,
Okay, but how does she treat you, though? That's the most
Exactly.
important, Bird. How does she treat you?
How does she treat me?
How does she treat you?
Pretty much like a mom, like my mom.
Mommy.
She'll try and teach me lessons all the time. Like, I'll have my clothes around on the floor in the bedroom or something, and
It's
she'll
a mess. You're a slob.
So what's the lesson? How does she teach you a lesson? What does she do?
Well, no, she throws her clothes on the floor, and then, you know, it's a huge mess on the floor.
Bethany, how is Bird about money and finances and dealing with that kind of stuff?
I mean, he thinks and spends like he has money, but it's my money.
I don't
Like,
know. I know that's
wait,
not
wait. For my birthday, he took my charge card.
It was only $30.
Oh, no.
No, my charge
I
card.
paid for all. That was a
For
really
my
nice
birthday party.
Bird, man, does she get along with your friends?
She just doesn't like going over there and hanging out with us at all. You know,
It's not his friends. It's the fact we sit there and we drink beer and we watch like
That's not all we do.
Friday.
I'm hanging with you,
dice.
Bird. Just call me and I'll be hanging with you.
Yeah,
That
you
sounds
want
like,
to?
you know.
Anything.
You think Bird's in good shape, Beth?
I think he thinks he's in good shape.
Well, it looks like he might be.
No, you know, he always tells me, "I'll get skinny for you, baby," and I'll work out, and he does his little
Baby, you do the
push-ups, like
same
5
thing.
push-ups.
You work out with your aerobic tapes, like you'll do it for like 3 days, and then you won't do it for 2 weeks.
Bird, what's the most romantic thing you ever did for Bethany?
Probably cooking dinner for her. I can't remember when it was, but it was in front of.
They've only been together a
I
few
do
months.
it. No, I do it. You know why I don't do it anymore? It was in front of the fireplace, and it was shrimp and whatever. And this is why.
Why?
It's like I marinated the chicken, and everything was all spicy and
He
so
doesn't
good.
ask me what I like,
No,
though.
no. Then she scrapes off all of the dressings and everything,
Right.
and she's like, "Where's the ketchup?"
I'm allergic to a lot of foods, and I mean, you don't
It's
ask
just
me what
awful.
I
So now I
like.
just make her like turkey burgers. Or
That's just as
something, you know?
easy.
It's just-
All right, Bethany, you know the principle of the show was that you were going to come on here, talk about your issues, and then obviously go on those blind dates that you were set up with. Why now?
I felt that I was a virgin when I met Bird.
But the reason is, so he was your first?
Right, and this is my first relationship. And I mean, say this thing goes farther and we get into a relationship, I don't want to go and cheat on him or whatever just because I have those feelings. So I just wanted to do it now.
See what happens.
She needs to
Okay.
experiment. I think
Makes
that's
sense.
totally.
Okay. Well, it seems that Bird and Bethany will definitely learn a lot from their dates. When we come back, we're going to actually meet the people that they went out with and later find if they've had a change of heart. Welcome back to Change of Heart. We're here with Bird and Bethany. Since they've gotten together, he says that she nags like a mom, doesn't appreciate his romantic efforts, and that she doesn't like his friends. So we matched him up with a free-spirited party girl who appreciates a little romance in the kitchen. Spatula love? I don't know. Please welcome Stephanie Stearns. Hello, Stephanie. Good to see you. You know Bird. And I do believe that you would look great with a spatula or two.
Thank you.
All right, Bethany, your first impression? What do you think of Stephanie here?
I think she's cute, but I'm not worried.
Oh, confidence. That's a good thing, though, sometimes. Absolutely. Okay, Beth, thank you. Bethany thinks that Bird's a little out of shape. What did you think when you were hanging out with Bird?
I think you're insane. Have you looked at him? He's
Did you
hot.
touch him?
I know he's hot.
He's so hot.
Stephanie? Were we looking at two different guys here?
No, I think he's hot, but I've been with him for a while.
You've seen him probably a lot, more naked
No,
than
no.
she had.
I think she's right. He's hot.
Okay.
Well, thanks.
Hey, Bird. When you were out with Stephanie, what did you think about her outfit when you met? And
She looked wonderful. She really looked gorgeous. She had a really tight pants and this nice top or whatever, and she showed some skin. It was really nice, but it was still very classy.
Yeah.
Really nice. In fact, she thought she might have overdressed.
So it's okay
for
for her to dress like that, but not me.
Huh?
yeah.
No. Well,
Was that a problem? I mean, you got a point
We're
there.
not.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
she's out with me.
Then it's
Same
okay.
thing.
That makes
Well,
sense.
if she's out with
Absolutely.
me.
Okay, so you like the way she looked.
Oh, she
basically.
looked
That was
great.
good.
She looked great.
All right, and does that bug? It does bother you a little bit.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Those
But
jealous pangs. Sometimes they pass though.
I'm sure the controlling will go on to her too, sooner or later.
Okay, Stephanie. Bethany was saying that Bird's a little bit of a slob. Clothes all over the place and his dirty underwear hanging and socks and stuff. Did you get the sense that he might be a little slovenly?
Actually, when he showed up to pick me up, he had his car washed, waxed. It was vacuumed inside and
Yeah.
out. It was like a perfect, like a brand new car.
You know what?
But he did say I was really nervous about it.
Yeah, I want to know how he paid for that.
That was out of my money.
I
That
haven't
was
seen
my
my
money.
ATM for a while.
Oh,
that
really?
was my money.
Hit the old
That
cash
was my
machine.
money.
Were you
I don't know
surprised
what
though
to
that
say.
he spent all that effort cleaning up? And
I'm really surprised because I've been asking. I'm glad. I'm totally glad he did it because I've been asking for a long time.
Stephanie, did you get a chance to taste his cooking? Because Bethany was saying it wasn't so
Oh,
great. Did
man.
he whip up anything
That was-
for you?
that
That
was
little
pretty
kitchen
funny.
love?
No, this is actually pretty funny because we had talked the night earlier and he said he was going to make me dinner, but I am a vegetarian and I forgot to tell him and he forgot to ask me.
Oops. So I
So
made
he
her
spent
steaks.
all day making me steaks.
Oh,
And
man.
I couldn't
Again
eat
with the
them.
menu.
And
know.
we could have set it off to like a really bad turn, but it didn't. We just kind of
Went to a really
laughed
cool
and we went to a
restaurant.
really good restaurant and had a good time.
Does that not surprise you, Bethany, though?
It doesn't surprise me a bit.
Because
Well, just because he doesn't really ask if what you'd like to eat, but it was sweet enough that you did cook that. I mean that's nice, and
Yeah.
and I know I eat your food though. At least I put ketchup on it, but I eat your food.
Bird, you said that Bethany nags you a little bit too much. Did you sense? Because sometimes you can pick those things up right away. Is Stephanie a nagger?
No, she's
or
not a nagger at all. She's very free-spirited, very just whatever.
You just met her.
I know. We went on the date. We went on the date. Well, it was totally cool. We went to a punk rock show, and we sat there and just watched everything, and it was really cool.
It was great.
She doesn't nag at all. It was all right.
You just sat and watched it at a punk rock show? Isn't that you're supposed to be up and throwing
Are
yourself
you
around?
kidding me? I didn't want to get killed.
Oh,
okay.
Insanity.
All right, Stephanie, Bethany said that he was pretty bad at Bird, money management. Forget about it. No skills there. How was he with the cash with you? Or had no money or whatever his problems is.
Oh, he was pretty free with the cash. We went to dinner.
Yeah?
We had a wonderful dinner, but it had to be like $70 for the dinner, easily. We had a delicious dinner, but then we went to the club, we were getting out, and we forgot to get a receipt for the dinner.
Yeah.
And so I offered to pay for some of it. I was like, don't worry about it, let me get half of it. And he's like, no.
Because it's my
It's not your money.
No,
It's not your money.
No, not that time it wasn't, Bethany. But does that sound familiar, though?
That
Does it have
sounds very familiar.
All I try
ring
and
to
do
it?
is
Familiar
whatever.
that
I'm just trying to be nice.
It'd be my money, but not familiar.
Bird, the other problem with Bethany was she didn't like hanging with your friends. Did Stephanie get to meet any of them at all?
She met a couple of my friends that were at the show. Yeah, and they got along very well. And it was, yeah.
Did you have a good time
But
with
they
them?
were at a show. They were at a show. That's fine. I like your friends. I just don't like sitting at someone's house.
Yeah.
Having beers. Okay. Bethany says that Bird can be very controlling. Was that a problem for you, Stephanie? Did you feel that?
Not with me. We had a great time. He was a perfect gentleman. But when we went back to my place after the date was over, he was saying that it made him a little nervous that he didn't get to meet Bethany's date and screen him he wanted to make sure you were going out with somebody good, you know? Sometimes I think jealousy, and that can come from a good place. And I think in his case,
Wow,
it really
she's
did.
defending it.
I think it really did.
A little different spin on it, Beth.
Yeah.
Bethany, let me ask you, what do you think happened at the end of their date? If you had to take a guess.
You know what? I totally trust him, and I can't say anymore. I trust him, and I hope he just left.
Okay. Stephanie, tell us what really happened.
Well, after we left the club, we did go back to my house, and
Had a Pepsi.
had a Pepsi. Yeah, we had Pepsi, and we
with your
played
little
with
cat.
my kitten. Yeah, I have a
Cutest
little,
little thing in the
kitten.
world. It's this big.
She's so
It's
little.
so awesome, yeah.
And we played with my kitten, and then I gotta tell you, you have a fantastic boyfriend. He was a perfect gentleman. He restored my faith in men. And I gotta be honest with you, if the situation were different, I would completely, really want to spend more time with him. He was terrific.
Bethany's shaking. Yeah. I
He
know
was
that.
really
Okay.
terrific.
Well, it sounds like you had a great date, though. So
Yeah.
who
No, it
knows
was a
what's
really
going
good
to
had a lot
happen
of
time.
fun.
Had a really
All
good
right.
time.
Was Stephanie's free spirit and her sexy little outfit that she was wearing enough to give Bird a change of heart? That's what we'll find out. When we come back next, though, we're going to meet the man that Bethany dated and see how that all went, and if they're going to stay together or have a change of heart. That's what it's about. Hi, welcome back. We just heard what happened on Bird's date with Stephanie. Pretty nice time. And now we get to meet the man that Bethany dated. Bethany says that the only thing Bird exercises is her credit card. So we matched her up with a guy who never goes to the gym without his gold card. Please welcome Craig Collins. How you doing, Craig?
What's up, man?
Welcome to Change of Heart.
Way too long of a hug. Way too long of a hug.
That was a second or two. Hey, Bird, first impression, though, other than the hugging thing?
He's all right.
At least it's mutual.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's always nice to know. Bethany, what was your first impression when you met your date?
Dimples. They're so
Dimples.
cute. They're so cute. And I love his hair and how it's disheveled, but yet nicely kept. And very clean shaven when I saw him.
Bird, you all right with that word, disheveled?
No, I don't like to shovel.
A strange reaction about that word. I wasn't really sure there.
bad
Craig,
word.
did you have any problems finding Bethany's place?
No, it was great because I hate traffic out here, and I walked out my door and she lived right around the corner.
Oh.
So I just pulled my car around, went up to the door, buzzed her in. I got her flowers because I guess she never gets them. So.
Okay. Points.
But they turned out to be her favorite flowers. And then I buzzed her in, and then she came down. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
she's a hottie, and she's
Bird,
really nice.
That's kind of interesting that he lives right around the corner, huh?
Uh-huh.
Does that concern you a little bit?
That concerns me a lot a bit.
A little close to home there.
Yeah. I don't think I live as close as that. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't think so. Unless you're around the other corner and you don't know about it. Yeah, I think you might know that. Do you think the flowers thing was a nice romantic touch, Bird? Would you do things like that for Bethany?
I'd do
He had
things
the
like that for
money.
Bethany.
If you had the money, it's all about that,
Don't
isn't
even
it?
start that again.
Get a job.
Getting old.
I mean,
Dude, I've got 5 jobs. I'm doing a bunch of stuff.
You're a musician.
Yeah, thank you.
It's hard
You're a
sometimes when
musician.
you're like that.
It's
Yeah,
really hard.
when you're in a band. Bethany, where did Craig take you for the date?
It was the absolute best restaurant I've ever been to in my entire life. It was so cute and romantic. It had little creek
it had a
going
creek
through
and
it.
everything running.
And there was this fox that was there watching us eat. And little Christmas lights. It was so cool.
Wow.
It was,
Bird, he's racking up the romantic
most beautiful
points.
restaurant ever.
Thank you. Bird, don't you think he's racking up the romantic points, or he's scoring pretty good?
Yeah, a little too much, I think. Yeah. A little too many points
I was just
there.
trying, I haven't been on a date in a while, and I thought it was totally appropriate.
Back in there swinging. It sounds like you were good out of the box after being
Yeah.
dormant for a little while. Dormant, that's another one of those big words.
Dormant.
Yeah. Craig, what was the best part of the dinner?
I'd have to say dessert, because we got along really, really well, and we ordered 2 different desserts, and I'm like, well, why don't we just try them and this and that? And we actually were eating off each other's plate.
It was so cute, though. I'm allergic to dairy, and he got his ice cream on the side,
Uh-huh.
specially so I can have some. I thought that was really nice.
So
he
it
asked,
was-
and then he did it.
Did you lick his spoon, though?
And, you know, after that, at least I got to pay for it with my credit card.
Oh, that's good. Bird, you feeling okay?
No, I'm kind of nauseous.
A little jealous?
Yeah.
Things going through you?
Yeah.
Bethany, Bird never works out. How about Craig?
I mean, you could totally tell. I mean, he's like this, you know, he's totally.
He's like what? Would you do that again?
He's like tight. I meant he's really skinny.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know where you were going with that.
No. I meant that he's like very, you could tell his build. And he plays hockey and soccer. And
Okay.
very athletic.
Well, Bird, maybe if we find one of those special gym memberships for you,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can help you out somehow.
Right.
If I pay for it?
If you're not so tight with the money.
I'll tell you, he
about
doesn't
it.
need any help with the body.
Like somebody comes to us.
I
All I'm saying is he needs no
Craig, did you have plans for after dinner since that went so well?
Yeah, I didn't want to push it too far. I was gonna, you know, take a walk on the beach in Malibu, and I had a bottle of champagne and strawberries and all that. But she doesn't like champagne that much, and so I kind of bagged the idea, and I took her home, and I wanted to have a nice ending for the date. I didn't want to push it too far, so
Wow.
it worked out well.
Doesn't like
That's totally
champagne,
nice.
can't cook her meat, doesn't like ice cream.
I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. No, I'm just allergic.
Bird, you happy though about the champagne thing? I mean, good thing she doesn't like champagne. They might have been out there sucking strawberries and playing in the sand.
I'm kind of happy. Yeah, I'm kind of happy they didn't go on the beach. That would have been a completely different story.
Okay. By the way,
on the
Bethany,
beach.
the tiger lilies is your favorite flower that he brought you. Did you take them in the house and keep
They're
them?
my favorite. Oh yeah.
I got lucky.
Were you concerned about that if he saw the flowers?
Yeah. I was concerned.
It pissed me off so much.
Oh,
that
you
she
did
took
see them.
those
So she was
flowers.
right. You got a little upset.
She didn't want to
about
bring
that.
the flowers in. I'm like, you know, I
That
want you to take
pissed
the
me
flowers.
off.
I mean, I bought them for you.
Right.
Hopefully he's not going to be too, you know, pissed off or whatever.
All right. And then at that point, did you get a good night kiss or?
No, I didn't want to push that either. I want to be a perfect gentleman, and we just, you know, gave each other a nice hug, and I was on my way. It was really cool.
Now,
That's good. That's a good thing.
we need to take a break here then. We'll find out what happens here because it's change of heart time. During the break, they're actually going to have to make their decision. We'll find out what they decided when we come back. Well, here we are at the moment we call the big moment of truth. During the break, Bird and Bethany each had to make a final decision about the future of their relationship. And at this point, I guess there's no turning back. Will they stay together or have they had a change of heart? That's what we want to know. You came on the show because you've been going on for a long time and you felt like maybe it was time to go see some other people just to test the waters and see how that went. Bird, you were her first love, so that's always an important moment in somebody's life, I guess. We're going to start with you with your decision on how you're feeling and what you've decided with Bethany.
Well,
Yes.
Stephanie, you are a wonderful girl. I had a wonderful time. Really, I had the best time in the world. But I really love Bethany so much. I really want to work through anything. She's
So, say it again. Bethany, sorry.
Oh, no, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
You so fast.
Now, Bethany, this is good or bad depending on what you have to say over there. You wanted a guy who worked out a little bit more, who could manage his money a little better. You had a great date with Craig. That was really exciting, and you enjoyed your time with him. And it's decision time for you now.
Craig. You took me to the best restaurant. I mean, everything was it was perfect. It was great. But
I was waiting for the fatal butt, but that's
Yeah.
I mean, Bird is he's, I think, my soulmate. I'm sorry.
Wow. There you go. Bird. Yeah. Say, The audience loves you together. They really do. Craig, sorry, man. I hope things
That's
work out
okay.
better
Maybe
next
I'll
time.
take Stephanie out. I don't know.
Yeah, that could work out. And Bird, I know you've heard this a million times, but Bird is definitely the word this time.
cool.
Definitely. Right. So you feel better? Your temptation has been overcome? You got that out of your system?
I know he's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks all of you for being here
Thank
with us.
you.
That's our show for tonight. Thank you so much to all of our guests. Thank you for being here.